Hello and welcome. Today's video, we're going to go over how to make these awesome, customizable knockdown sawhorses. I first saw and built this design back in the 90s. You know, before major cell phones, before the internet, back when you had to play outside. Good times. And I've been using this style ever since. You can see I have a smaller version down here on the workbench. The nice thing about these sawhorses is they're completely customizable. They break down into a small package, they're very light, and they can adapt to any situation. And very strong. As you can see, with one finger I can lift the sawhorse up. As an added bonus, you get this nice design, which also limits the weight of the sawhorse and gives you a nice handle to hold on to. I'm going to show you how these knock down, and then we're going to get into how to build them. So stay tuned. Now let me show you the three different parts and how they break down. We have two legs and we have a center stretcher. And all you have to do is lift up and pull out the stretcher from the two legs. The nice thing about this system is that the two legs remain the same. You just keep those and you change the stretcher to whatever you want. In this case, I have 34 inches. But I could make this 8 feet. I could make this 16 inches. Those down there are 24 inches. I could make this taller. I could put notches in here to put 2x4s to hold a door if I didn't have a workbench like this. So there's unlimited amount of applications you can use just by different designs. Now they stack in a very small footprint. This is your sawhorse package. This is one sawhorse, obviously. And to assemble it, it's just as quick. And there you have it. So let's get started on building these awesome sawhorses. To start, you're going to need two 18-inch by 30-inch exterior 3/4 inch plywood pieces and one 8-inch by 34-inch piece. Start by marking the center of the board, top and bottom, at 9 inches and draw a line. From the bottom, mark up 5 inches, 6 inches, 8¼ inches, 14 inches, 16½ inches, and 22½ inches on the center line. Now draw a line across the 6-inch and 22-inch marks. From the bottom center, draw an arch at the 5-inch mark. Using the same pivot point, draw an arch at the 8¼ inch mark. From the top center, mark 4 inches on both sides, equaling 8 inches. From the top 4-inch mark, draw a diagonal line to the outside edges of the 6-inch line on both sides of the board. Now draw a 2½ inch parallel line inward from the diagonal line between the 6 and 22-inch lines. Now between the 8¼ and 22½ inch marks, draw a 1-inch line on both sides of the center line. Now draw a square line up from the bottom of the 5-inch arch to the inner diagonal line. This should be 13 inches up. On that same line, make a mark at 10½ inches. Do this on both sides. From the 16½ inch mark on the center line, draw a diagonal line to the 13-inch mark on both sides. And from the 14-inch mark on the center line, draw a diagonal line to the 10½ inch mark on both sides. The curves on the 4 cutout shapes are using 1 1/8 inch and 2 1/4 inch. The right upper shape, top right and bottom right corner get a 1 1/8 inch curve, and the left side top and bottom corner get a 2 1/4 inch curve. The bottom right shape, top right and bottom left corner gets a 2 1/4 inch curve, and the top left and bottom right corner get a 1 1/8 inch curve. The left upper shape, top right and bottom right corner get a 2 1/4 inch curve, and the top left and bottom left corner get a 1 1/8 inch curve. The bottom left shape, top right and bottom left corner get a 1 1/8 inch curve, and the top left and bottom right corner get a 2 1/4 inch curve. Now drill out relief holes for your jigsaw. If you have a 1 1/8 inch and a 2 1/4 inch Forstner bit, you can use those two bits to make the corners and then just cut out the lines with the jigsaw. With your jigsaw, connect the dots. Now from the top center line, mark over 3/8 of an inch on one side and use a scrap piece of plywood to mark the width of the notch, 3 inches down. Trace the sawhorse pattern onto the other piece of plywood and repeat all the steps. Here I'm using a 3/8 inch roundover bit to ease the edges. This adds for a more aesthetic look and also a little more pleasing feel to the sawhorse. You can use whatever roundover bit you would like. Now mark a center line on the stretcher and square it across the face and down the two edges. Now mark in 3.5 inches on both sides and make a line using 75 degrees and 3 inches up. With the other side of a scrap piece of plywood, mark the thickness on both lines and mark up 3 inches. Now from the top down, mark 2 inches, 2 3/4 and 3.5 inches on both sides of the center line and connect those lines. Mark 2 inches on either side of the center line. Now draw a long line on your work surface. This will allow you to use your compass to draw the arch for the stretcher. Decide what kind of arch you want and draw it on your stretcher. Using a 2 1/4 inch curve, curve all 4 corners of the stretcher. you've made your own awesome custom sawhorse. You're probably wondering, how strong is it really? Well, let's find out. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.